Hello everyone, it's Bia, your favorite sustainable, ethical, anti-fast fashion, alternative fashion, content creator and educator, both here on YouTube where you're watching this video, as well as on TikTok. I'm so happy to have you guys back, and if you've never seen my face before, hi! Welcome to the channel. My name's Bia, I'm a sustainable fashion content creator and educator, and I make all content related to fashion that tries to promote ethical fashion sources as well as DIY fashion, specifically with a focus on alternative fashion, both here on YouTube as well as on TikTok, and I have an attached Instagram page, as well as I write on a Substack. All of those are linked down below in the description, and we will talk about them more at the end of the video during the outro. And in this video, we're part 2 of the How to DIY series, but we're in a Substack series of it, and that's my sewing machine tutorials and how to use a sewing machine. And we're starting with the basics with threading with the top thread, which we did in the last video, as well as this video, which is the bobbin thread. This is super important. You will always see sewers complain about their bobbins being unthreaded or realizing that you've sewn an entire line but your bobbin was empty. We're going to talk about threading and winding the bobbin in this video just because I feel like they're super similar and I feel like they're both a short process that we can mash together. So I'm going to show you guys how to thread a bobbin first and then wind it, even though you should do it in reverse. So I'm going to show you guys my machine and yeah, we'll start from there. Okay, so this is my machine. As I mentioned in the last video in this sub-series, it is the Brother CS7000X, but this works for all Brother machines and all machines that use plastic bobbins. Some machines, especially older machines, have different ways to thread the bobbin. If that is the case, then I would ask you to go look for your specific machine because doing it another way would work. So you're going to need to take off this plastic piece that I have here called the bobbin cover. In my case, I have a already winded, whatever the past tense of wind is, an already done bobbin that I had to pull out. So this is a bobbin. It's simply a plastic case with thread on it that you need to wind in order to use. In the second part of this video, we will talk about winding the bobbin, how to do that. Specifically for the Brother machines, I'll talk more about why I'm specifying for Brother machines in that part of the video. But yeah, you're gonna need a bobbin. They have plastic or metal ones. Make sure to use the ones that your machine uses. My machine and most other modern machines, specifically Brother machines, use plastic bobbins, but some machines, especially older machines, might use metal. So make sure that you have a winded bobbin for whatever the type of machine yours uses, whether it be metal or plastic. So you're going to put it in and you're going to make sure you have a little thread tail out. And then you're going to kind of move it until you get it into a little groove that's right there on mine. And you're also going to hear a click. I just did it, but I was talking over the click. So make sure that you hear a click. And then boom. You can also cut it around here on most Brothers, but yeah. Boom, that's how you thread a bobbin. Pretty easy, pretty simple. A lot more simple and a lot less steps than threading the actual machine and specifically threading the top thread. But there's a second step to this, which we're going to talk about in a second part of this video, and that is actually that you winding your bobbin and how to do that. You can and are going to, so I'll talk more about that in the next clip. So guys, I'm back. We have one last little thing to talk about before we talk about winding a bobbin, but I have found something while looking for an unwind? I don't know. What's the past tense of wind? Put that in the comments. Bobbin to show you guys. This is a metal bobbin. Some machines will take metal bobbins. This machine takes metal bobbins, but I have to wind them by hand, so I personally do not use them as much. The Brother machines will not wind metal bobbins for you. If you want to use the bobbin winding feature on a Brother machine, you have to make sure that you're using plastic bobbins because it will not work with metal bobbins. I don't know why that is, but it just won't. So some machines might take only metal bobbins. So find out what kind of bobbin your machine takes. Your machine definitely came with bobbins of the type that it takes. Most machines nowadays, especially modern machines, will take plastic bobbins. But some older machines, like the one I had before, the one that I've been showing you guys in these videos, in these tutorials, took metal ones, which is why I have metal ones. So if your machine takes plastic bobbins and you don't have any, go buy plastic bobbins. But if your machine takes metal bobbins and you don't have them, do the same thing. Go out and buy metal bobbins. that's it. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what a metal bobbin looks like and talk to you a little bit about plastic versus metal and why you might want plastic or metal. If you have a brother machine, though, please buy plastic. It takes both, but you cannot use the winding bobbin feature with plastic. Well, not with metal. You can use it with plastic. But yeah, I will be right back once I find an unwinded plastic bobbin to show you guys how to wind a bobbin, specifically with the Brother Series S7000X. Okay guys, I'm back. You're seeing my face for just a second before I wind the bobbin to show you guys. I finally acquired an unwind bobbin. I actually had to unwind this by hand. So yeah, I'm sacrificing time to make these videos. But yeah, I just had to unwind this by hand, but this is what an unwinded, I don't know, winded is something different, plastic bobbin looks like. So make sure you have one of these, especially if you're using a Brother machine. This part of the tutorial only applies to Brother machines. I don't know of any other machines that have a feature where they can wind bobbins. But if you have a Brother machine, continue watching. If you don't, continue watching. But this tutorial won't apply to you. I'm sorry. I don't know anything really. I'm not technically versed in knowing this stuff. But yeah, I will be right back showing the sewing machine for you guys and kind of just showing you guys how to wind a bobbin. Okay, so now you have your sewing machine. If you're following these tutorials exactly, you definitely have already threaded it. For this case, we're going to talk about thread colors for a second. Let me just unthread my bobbin, my machine. You should do this as well. Unthread your machine. Take it out of the tension disc, the tension thread hook, and then just bobbin. You're gonna want to make sure that you are winding your bobbin in whatever color thread you want to use for whatever project. My rule of thumb, because I use mostly white and black thread, is to have at least one white bobbin and one black bobbin, and then one funky color. And in this case, the bobbin that I had to unwind for this one was my black bobbin. So that's lovely. I'm going to show you guys how to wind a bobbin using this black thread. So make sure to pick out whatever thread color that you're using for your next project, or your first project in this case likely. And then grab your bobbin and make sure that your thread color is what you want to use in that project, because your thread color should match your bobbin. You can do funky things, but personally I don't want to talk about that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do what you do when you thread it. Pull the hook up and then put your thread on the hook like so. And then you're going to pull out some thread like I have here. Put it under your thread hook, which as we mentioned is this little hook here, and then through your tension disc. And you're not going to go through these two machines like we did in the threading tutorial. You're going to, once again, you're going to cut your thread. You're going to cut your thread, and that is so it's the end of the thread is pointier and that it's easier to use. Now, hold up guys. Also, you can lick your thread like I just did. That's what I did when I pulled the thread out. I licked it. I was not going to show you guys that. It's not a very pleasant visual. And now, there should be 2 holes on the bottom of your bobbin, which for me is right there and there. You're going to put it through that bottom hole. Okay, my bobbin hole is very, very small. So you're either going to put it through the hole at the top or the bottom of your machine first. Once you get it through the one, you're going to pull it a little bit. And then you're going to thread it through the other one. Boom. Like so. And then, once that is done, you're going to, now we're going to go back to the machine. You're actually going to put it on this little disc thingy here. Thread side up. Hold on, because sometimes your bobbin thread slips out, because thread is annoying. If you guys want my honest opinion on why this is so quiet right now, it is because I have to concentrate, so I have to shut up and be quiet. Because these holes are very tiny, and the thread bottom is very tiny, and everything is very tiny, so like me, because I'm tiny, if you didn't know. But yeah, now you put it on the machine. Sometimes yours doesn't go right, I get that. Now you put it on that little thing, and you push it to the side. Hold your thread. You don't have to hold your thread tail. I don't care what anyone says. Now you're going to turn on your machine. Let your needle readjust if you have a brother CS. And then you're going to put your foot down on the foot pedal. And boom. And then you're going to do, as I'm doing here, you're going to put your foot down on the foot pedal and let your bobbin wind. If you have a heeled shoe, I would definitely recommend sewing with shoes on. I have sewed both with shoes on and with shoes off, and I 100% think sewing and winding bobbins with shoes on is the better move. And in addition to that, if you have heels, a shoe with a lifted heel, such as a pair of high-heeled boots or high-heeled cowboy boots, like I'm wearing, you guys can't see them, they're adorable, I will say. Put your heel up. In a case like that, pick your heel up because that can be a very uncomfortable foot position. But if you've done it and it's comfortable, put your foot down, keep it down. I don't really mind, just do whatever makes you comfortable for this point. Just have your foot down on the foot pedal both times. As you can see, you can actually see your bobbin filling with thread at this point. And then, there you go. Your machine has winded, I don't know. Once again, I should have looked that up before I filmed this. Your bobbin is good. So what I like to do is slide it, pull it off, pull it out, and then cut your thread. And boom, you winded a bobbin and then you thread it. Thread it like I showed in the other part of the video. If you want to see how to thread a bobbin, just go back to the beginning of the video. We talked about that there. So that's how you wind a bobbin using a brother. Other CS7000, and I will be right back with you guys to show you guys the outro. So you're seeing my face again, which in these types of videos and almost any art video I've ever made on this channel, that means it's time for the outro, where I have to say goodbye to you guys, and it's not a complete video unless I do an outro. So all of my social medias are linked in the description via linktree. There is, as I mentioned in the last video, there is also a link to a Depop where you guys can buy my clothing as well as some of my handmade jewelry. That should be linked in the linktree, which had under a link titled Shop My Closet. There's also links to resources on there as well via Google Doc mass links. So you just got to go to the Google Doc and click on whatever link you need. They're all titled. There's also a link to all my Spotify playlists since people ask me what I listen to. There's also a link to my Substack, which I'll be writing, which as I mentioned in the last video, there is a writing piece coming out. But, as I say in every video, if you liked this video, please make sure to like it. I do hope you guys like this video just as much as I liked making it, as well as I do hope you enjoyed watching it because I enjoyed making it. And that's all I want from my videos, is for everyone to enjoy every part of them just as much as I enjoyed making them. If you like my content and you want to see more content like this from me, please hit the subscribe button. That not only tells me that people like this content and gives me the motivation to make it for you guys, but also it lets you get notified when I post, which is every Wednesday at 12 o'clock, all my videos go live. And if you're in the live premiere chat, you're never going to see me because I'm sleeping when these videos go live most of the time, or I'm in school, but you might see me once in a while. If you want to share some ideas of content I could make with me, or you just want to tell me what you thought of this video, leave feedback, anything like that, you can go ahead and leave a comment, or you can email me. There is both a link to my email in the description of this video. All you got to do is put YouTube in the subject line. I'll try to respond to the email as fast as possible. And it is also linked on the main profile page for this YouTube channel. But yeah, that's all from me. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you like to and want to see more of more content like this and more sewing and sewing related tutorials. So yeah, that's all from me. Toodaloo. I hope you guys have a be-a-tastic day. Toodaloo.